Yay. Okay. Howdy, folks. We're back again for doing this thing, whatever it is that we're doing. I will apologize beforehand. It has been range week for my unit, and we're at the tail end, but I just zonked, so I'm just going to try and keep up with Crispy here, and that's all I'm going to try and do. So, thank you very much. Bear with me.
A little tired?
I'll be better. Yeah, I'll be better later. I still have to draw weapon. Well, I have to be up by 4:20ish tomorrow morning to get ready to draw. So
to go and draw a weapon, so you can
that I'm not going to fire.
So you can go to the range at 07, so you can open up the range at 08, so you can start firing.
Call hot fire status. Yeah, about 8:15, 8:30. Yeah.
And not actually start shooting lead down range until about 9:30. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, that's if anyone's curious, that's actually not like a unit thing. That's just an army thing. It's just a thing we do. We're early for stuff in a bad way. We suck at all that stuff, except for the shooting part. All the rest of that stuff, we kind of suck at.
We'll get there eventually. All right. So let's go ahead and introduce the beer of the day. This is brought to us by Founders Brewing. Mm-hmm. It is Dirty Bastard. I did not choose this one. Our good friend here did. It is apparently a Scotch style ale.
Yeah, it really appealed to me on all those levels. I mean, of course, the name, of course, probably just said.
Oh yeah.
Enough. But yeah, it's out of Grand Rapids, Michigan. Founders Brewing Co. There's not any other additional information on the label about the company or anything. There is a small list of what they interpret it tastes like. So,
which is always fun.
Yeah, it's also 8.5 and 50 IBUs. And it comes in a 6-pack, unusually for us. So
yeah,
let's try it.
The cap came off surprisingly easy. Not a bad smell to it.
No. It almost tastes like a red right there at the beginning there.
Yeah, I was thinking you'd purchased a red, and we were having little comments back and forth beforehand. He was saying that he was thinking about getting a red, but decided against it for whatever reason. Did one of them
creative interpretation?
Did they just not suit your fancy?
I walked up and down that. You know that the aisle is closest to the wines. Where we're not going to put out the company that we shop at, but the aisle is closest to the wines. You know, it has all of the. It's where most of the reds will be found. So it's got a lot of the small brewery non-import small brewery stuff. It's just there were a couple reds there, but it didn't feel right. Like the art and the names, the way they marketed themselves didn't really jump out at me. And Dirty Bastard did. So a Dirty Bastard jumped out at me and made me buy it.
Well, yes, I think that's partly due to our comments about Old Rasputin.
Oh wow, I didn't even catch that. Yes, we have in our inside group of friends, we have a long-standing relationship with Old Rasputin, which is an imperial stout that's in the teens percent-wise, and
we refer to him as the Dirty Bastard, the whole Dirty Bastard Rasputin.
Yeah, I hadn't even thought about that. That's there you go. That's pretty sharp.
And actually, the flavors are fairly similar.
Yeah, no, there is a lot of. I want to say there's similarities. Similarities. Excuse me.
I'm exhausted. So with this color, it's at first glance it comes across as pretty dark looking, but I'm not sure how well the light's hitting it. But it's
Yeah.
actually got a nice deep red to it.
We are shooting rather late. Normally we've got a little backlight and
A little natural backlighting, but
Yeah.
that's just not happening today.
nope.
Both our schedules just are not wanting to sync up for filming purposes.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, especially this
that's another story and maybe a different video.
Yeah, we yesterday we had a good friend of ours, one of our tight knit group of friends. We don't have a moniker for him yet that's licensed, so we can't I don't have anything to refer to him as. But he tried that a sour beer that I grabbed last week on just a lark of okay, I'm going to see what this is. And have one, and it turned out to be a kick in the teeth. Like, not even. I'm not going to go there with that story. I've tasted some very interesting things, and that was not.
Yeah, no. And when he says sour, I want to get this part clear. We're not talking about how the beer had gone sour and it's skunk.
Oh
No,
yes,
we're not.
fine.
We're not saying that at all. No, this beer was brewed specifically to be sour. And we will have to do a specific video for that one, and we're going to have to do a video for Old Rasputin. I think that should probably be our next one.
Sure, yeah. If he's in attendance, we can.
I mean-
we can absolutely grab him. I'm going to be exfilling tomorrow night, and I won't be coming back in until Monday. So, I got to pass. No, it's not for field. I got to pass.
Thank God.
Yes. No, we're not going to field until a while from now. But
Okay.
yeah, no, I'm sorry. I was using military parlance because that's all I've been talking all day to range control and then people.
Yeah, no. I thought you were talking about going out to the field, and somehow I hadn't heard of it at all. So I was like, well, this is short notice, and all sorts of the suck.
Right? Short suspense, you're fucked.
Which is sadly not too far outside the realms of normal.
Right? Warno, grab ankles. Find some wood to bite.
You're gonna need it.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's actually talk about the flavoring here, because we haven't said a whole lot, other than it resembles another beer that we haven't done a video on at all. So,
Sure.
I'm sure our audience members sitting at home or watching this wherever they happen to be, have internet connection and watching it from, are probably wondering what the hell this drink actually tastes like. Other than us just sitting
So
here
far, they
shooting-
just talked about themselves. Get to the beer.
Yeah.
All right,
Please. So it's kind of got just a little bit of a bite, a little heavier than some ales, but still less than a red, definitely less than an IPA, because it is only 50 IBU.
Mhm.
And I'm glad they posted that on the bottle itself. I wish more companies would go about doing that. It gives a knowledged person an idea of what they're going to get before they actually buy the beer, before they actually crack it open and read and let it hit their palate.
right.
You're a little bit prepared. So I'm glad this company did that. It is malty. On the packaging, I think it said they have like 7 different malts in there. So that's kind of where it's getting a little bit of its bitterness from, is from all the malts. But they didn't go so grain heavy, or so hops heavy, excuse me, that they spiked their IBUs up. And I think they probably went with a little bit colder of a little bit hotter of a brew cycle.
Okay.
And I wish I could talk more about that in detail and be able to tell you the science behind it correctly. But I'm afraid I would just trip over my own 2 feet and insert foot into mouth. I'm not that flexible. Might be so.
Yeah, a little bit of soul food never hurts anybody.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, I noticed that although there are some complexity similarities with Old Rasputin, not necessarily a shadow in a bad way, but it's much less like an Old Rasputin, but by like half or like 2/3. It has a lot of the same flavor notes, but it doesn't have the kick. It doesn't have that bitterness bite that Old Rasputin has.
I thought of a color scheme that would work in your head.
Okay.
A maple
Okay.
compared to an oak in staining.
Okay.
So when you like stain maple, it usually comes out this really nice light kind of brown this shade.
Okay.
And oaks tend to come out that really deep, dark, those darker tones of the brown. Even when
closer to what the bottle and the
yeah, even when you stain them and you're not trying to stain them super dark, they still tend to come out much darker. So to help you out with your analogy, it's something that would actually work in your head.
That does. It is very much. It's the same color. It's not bad. It's just lighter on the color scale.
Yeah.
Of what we actually conversationally as a group drink on a regular basis. Actually, mostly a couple of us do. He has his own favorites. But,
there's this weird middle point, just after you have the start, which is a little bitter, and then you got all of your malt flavor, and then just as the malts are edging off, I don't know why, but I seem to I'm picking up like this hint of vanilla for whatever reason, just this slightest hint of vanilla, and then the rest of that bitter flavor washes across that typically comes with closer to the reds. And I don't know why, but it's only there for like a fleeting moment. It's like, hi.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And it's that one moment that I keep going back to drink it for because it's rather pleasant.
Could it be sassafras? Or sarsaparilla?
Well,
which one of those is the vanilla? Or the vanilla it's akin to it?
God, I want to say that's sarsaparilla. I want to.
Right. I feel that we've suddenly veered into uncharted territory. It's like, oh hey, let's take the conversation over there where we don't know anything about what's over there. Okay. Shit.
You know that trail that every teen has walked down that ends up missing? Let's go down that trail today.
Is it now you've had by both?
Yeah.
By both.
Okay.
Yeah. As we've discussed in this nice handy graphic. No graphics. Most of the beers that we try and pour into glass because of the aeration and the amount of, I guess, surface exposure, it tends to tailor off the taste and bring them down into a...
I like it from the glass. Now that I've tried the bottle again just recently, just now, because I'm not even catching that hint of the vanilla, that little surprise high. Which is why you probably didn't notice it, because you've been drinking solely from the bottle. So,
okay. Now, this is as called a Scotch style ale, which I didn't even know was a type of ale.
Yeah, I've had one other. I don't remember what company. If I saw the bottle again, I could go, oh, I had that one. But again, at a loss for names off the top of my head, as I usually am. I don't believe I've had any concussions. Yep, there was that one concussion a long time ago.
Dude work with large animals. And he's not talking about pregnancy PT.
Womp womp. Just chalk up a couple.
Do you have any opinion about the way that it's marketed or the glass it's served in? Do you have any other thematic non-beer opinions about it?
No, not really. I mean, the little caricature on the front I could see how he would come across as looking something of a dirty bastard, but no, not really. I mean,
I think it's a headband. It's got to be.
That's a beret.
Oh,
that's a Scottish beret. Yeah.
Is that his hair? Oh no, I see it.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's just not all neat and tucked like we're supposed to wear it because it's the Scottish beret. You want to grab the questions real quick? And
yeah, if you're ready to move on to the final out.
I think we're about ready to final out this beer. Unless you've got any flavor notes that you pick up more than I do.
No, I really enjoy this. This particular beer, it tastes a lot like an imperial stout, which I love.
Yeah,
it feels in the mouth like an ale. It's light, it's smooth, it's not like pudding-like, it doesn't cling. Yeah. Alright, we're doing the final out on this beer, the Dirty Bastard Scotch Ale. And our first question would be, would you buy this? And how far would you go to get it?
I'm not typically a fan of the things closer to reds. Like I've said in the past. Reds are about my limit for IBUs. The fact that this is less than a red does make me like it more. Yeah, I would go out and probably get this one, but again, it would be I'd be looking for an itch to scratch for a particular flavor in my mouth.
Okay.
I'm probably not just... That's what I say to that. I'm probably not going to go out of my way specifically going... Or go to the beer store and go... Do. Oh, hey, I'm going to grab this one because... Whatever reason, I'm just... I'll probably pick up a new beer as opposed to picking up this particular beer again.
Okay, so much like the last one, it's an itch scratcher.
Yeah, it's definitely an itch scratcher. There's definitely some very specific beers though that I feel fall into that category of I'm only going to get these for that's what I want. This if I'm going out for beer, I look for I think 3 beers specifically, and then if I don't find those, I'll half-heartedly grab it. Yeah, throw my hands up in the air, make crunchy faces, make crunchy noises, look all put out, and then go over to the throw a little tantrum and pick another beer.
Okay.
Yeah, how I roll. It's just how I roll. And then, yeah, I would probably get this one. And this would probably be one of the ones that's more common throughout liquor stores, so there's actually a decent chance I would end up going 20 to 30 minutes out of my way to get it.
Question number 2. Would you use this beer to distinguish your opinion or your knowledge of beers to a friend?
Most definitely I would, because this particular beer has so many different little hints and notes that I can demonstrate from the bottle into the glass and talk about the color of it and the head. And the head actually held out pretty well for being in the improper glass that it's in.
Yeah, I mean this isn't like bee blasting your mouth with hops. It's got a lot of malt to it, but it doesn't have that back wall bitter.
Yeah. So yeah, I would most definitely take this to hand out to a friend and be like, hey, try this one because X, Y, and Z to help expand your palate and be able to.
Would this? Don't mean to interrupt. But would this be a good learner beer?
I almost think it would, because it's got the flavors, it's got all the range, but it doesn't sandblast you with over the top everything or over the top of one thing. It really allows your palate to try and just wash over your palate and allow you to try and pick out little things. Yeah, I would probably, with that in mind, probably pick up more of this.
Would you bring this beer to a party or group setting and or sell it at your establishment. And you touched on that a little bit already with the way that we tailored the answer to question number 2.
Yeah.
Can you expand on that?
Yeah, I can. This beer in particular, yeah, I would bring it to a party. I would actually go out of my way for this one to bring to a party. Because it speaks more, in my opinion, than some of the higher end beers that I would tuck into the back. The ones that I tuck into the back in my fridge would be the ones that I know are very specific flavors, and I'm looking for a very specific thing. This is very much beer. It tastes like beer. It looks like a beer. When people think of a more fancier beer, this in visuals of not necessarily the bottle, but the presentation in a glass speaks everything that someone thinks of when they think of beer in a glass. For the darker beers.
A head that just won't quit.
Yeah, a head that just won't quit. The color, the aroma, the flavors. If you're trying to break someone into a heavier malt flavored beer, this would be a great one to go to. So yeah, I would bring this one to a party and actually be willing to share it. I don't know how much it ran for us, or for you this time since you were the last purchase.
It was 9 for 12 or for 6.
9 for 6. That's not bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would actually be feasible to pick up like 2 cases or.
Yeah, that's an Oklahoma State Terrence Mayberry.
It would be reasonable, in my opinion, then to go out and pick up like 2 6-packs and take it to a party and share it and have people try it without going, and then you're not breaking your wallet with some of the other beers that we've had where you're picking up 4 for $9, 4 for $10.
Well, 4 for 15. Yeah.
Yeah, one of them was a 4 for 15. So you're not breaking your bank just picking up 12 beers. And you're able to help expand other people's knowledge of what beers are out there.
Yeah.
And yeah, most definitely I would sell it in a store because it is everything I just said it was. And the name would look to make someone, as they're reading over a menu, go, da, da, da. Why does their menu say Dirty Bastard on it?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. This isn't something you'd sell in, like, necessarily at a family restaurant, unfortunately. Not that this would be marketed to a family restaurant in general.
Yeah, I mean,
at least in the South. No.
Just because of the name, people get all really all uppity, but
it's also not necessarily a common flavor that you're going to find in the hotter regions, anyways.
Yeah,
we do a lot of cold beers. I don't know if that's necessarily because of your influence. 'Cause, I mean, I was raised around, Tecate, Coors Light, Miller, Corona, all lights, great in the heat. But
I think this
ever since getting around you, yeah. Except actually, that's not. Maybe a little bit before starting to hang around you, I started shifting to darks.
I think that probably is a little due to my influence, and that's because I snubbed. I snubbed so hard.
You drink shit.
Let me go ahead and extend this pinky all the way out before I take this next drink. Yeah, but a lot of the lighter beers that are the primary summer beers, I tend to snub, and that's just me. I don't like the super light flavors.
Fair. It's fair. It's totally fair.
If
we're in a show about opinions. So.
Yeah, if I'm drinking beer, I want to taste my fucking beer. Damn it,
beer.
I want fucking beer. Damn it. I don't want some shit that tastes like sweet water.
That's fair. All right. Any closing statement?
No, not really in this one. I think we pretty much hit it all off.
Yeah. Good job Fucking Founders Brewing. Out of, as I said, Grand Rapids, Michigan. Good job. Really enjoyed that. Yeah. Alright. Then we're out of here. Got range day tomorrow, and he's got more horses.
More horses. Yay.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers.